Schlockmeister fans, a new movie, or at least new movie for me, never seen before. Delirium, 1979. Let's check it out. Guess when and where this film takes place? If you guessed St. Louis 1977, you'd be correct. This scene is very dark, but trust me, two guys have pulled a body out of their car and are dumping it in the water off a bridge. This is Jenny. Actually, it's Jenny's roommate.
Are you alone?
She is alone, actually. So they interview Susan, the roommate, to find out what the hell she knows about Jenny.
She moved in here about 3 months ago.
Do you have any idea who she was with tonight?
He said his name was Charlie.
Then we see a flashback of what happened to Jenny. Apparently this guy named Charlie took a stabbing to her with a spear. And now he's bumming in the woods. There's another flashback. Charlie was in Vietnam. So Charlie steals a car and picks up a sexy hitchhiker.
Thanks.
Even though they just met, she decides to go skinny dipping.
Well, I'm going for a swim.
I'm not sure where she was hitchhiking to, but apparently she's okay with him stopping by the side of the road.
Come on in, the water's nice.
Not sure what the hell he's waiting for.
Swim? Are you ashamed of your birthday suit?
Now I get some weird flashbacks of being bullied. Charlie eventually does jump in and decides to drown her.
Now we gotta find Charlie.
This is Stern, Mr. Stern,
On that.
Mr. Andrews.
Things ready for
They're
tonight.
part of this secret group that
I only hope Charlie can avoid the cops until we
kills
get them.
people or hires vigilantes to kill people, including people like Charlie. Charlie wanders onto a farm and attacks a young lady there. And finishes her off with a pitchfork.
Into this organization.
I agree. No matter how right we know we are, we really stick our necks out. We don't need to hire men like him.
What are we worried about? We hired Stern to take care of everything else. He'll take care of this too.
So this group hires like ex-soldiers from Vietnam who are under Stern's command to basically cause chaos and kill anybody who has irritated them.
The sheriff of Broadwater County called. They found a woman floating in the river, right in the same area where we found the Thompson girl's car. And guess what? She'd been strangled.
Say, do you have any idea how Andrews fits into all this?
Captain, I'm beginning to get some ideas, but if I went to the DA right now, he'd throw me out on my ass. But this son of a bitch Andrews is hiding something from us, that I am sure.
Andrews is Susan's boss.
We're talking about 7 known criminals. 6 men and 1 woman, each of who died in a very similar rundown condition. Now, these deaths could be the result of foul play, now couldn't they?
It could be.
Charlie breaks into this house because he's hungry and the woman inside is taking a shower. Or actually, it's more like a bath at this point. Does she hear something?
I'm here with your groceries.
Grocery guy comes over, gets her out of the tub.
Sherry, are you home?
This might be the end of Charlie. She's got a gun.
yesterday?
Susan's dating one of the cops now.
I didn't hear very much, but some guy was telling Mr. Andrews not to worry.
Did you hear anything else?
I had to hang up.
Now a new killer is coming after Susan. Perhaps her boss, Mr. Andrews, who's part of that group, needs to get rid of her now too. The cop just dropped her off. The guy fled into the street. That's the end of him.
If Andrews is involved in all this, it might make me a little suspicious if she doesn't show up.
But if he is a part of this, is Susan going to be safe in that office?
Yeah, but Andrews would be that stupid to try something in his office.
He tried to kill my secretary. I'll never get the police out of my hair now.
The girl knows too much. We anticipated her death would be blamed on Charlie.
The board didn't give you the right to act as you please.
For whatever reason, Susan decides to do some snooping on her own. She's a super sleuth. That didn't work for her.
Susan, you've got the devil. Just to make things easier. What are you going to do with her? We have no choice.
You're not going.
Andrews disagrees with that decision and pays the price. Stern's not dead yet, though. So then the chase is on for Stern, a wounded Stern. And this is our film. All right, let's talk about 1979's Delirium. By the way, Severin put this out. It's a nice slipcover here. It's a really cool box. Just the way it feels. It's hard to describe, but it's really cool. Well done, Severin. So anyway, Delirium. It's a film I'd never seen before. I think I'd heard of it before. It had never been released on disc, as far as I know. I think this was a brand new disc release, Blu-ray release. It was available on VHS, apparently, back in the day. Never saw it. None of my video stores had ever carried it. But anyway, the movie itself is a strange plot. So there's this group of like rich businessmen type who basically control whatever the hell city they're in. I don't even know. I think it's in California somewhere. Was it San Francisco? Was it LA? I don't know. But anyway, they kind of like rule this roost. And if there's anybody that annoys them or that need people to be gone, they have this guy Stern, who's part of their group, Mr. Stern, who is an ex-Vietnam vet, and he uses some of his people who are under him in the war as vigilantes. He controls them somehow and makes them bump off people and kill people. Although I don't know, it seemed like, according to the back of the box and everything, that they were killing off people that were in their way somehow. But it seems to me the killers just basically pick off young, good-looking girls. I don't know. Our first killer that we see is this guy named Charlie, who's an ex-vet, and he kills off this one woman, then he kills another woman. They're just young, pretty girls. A hitchhiker who went skinny dipping, and yeah, so I don't know what the deal is. But anyway, this one girl, Susan, her roommate got killed by Charlie. And she works for this guy named Mr. Andrews. Mr. Andrews is part of this secret group. And she begins to suspect that Andrews knows something because the guy, Charlie, had gone down to Mr. Andrews for a job interview just before that. And somehow he hooked up with Susan's roommate and, put a spear through her. So the cops think Andrews knows something but isn't revealing much. And of course, they're right. He does know something. He's part of this damn group. So anyway, that's basically the plot of this movie. At one point, Charlie, he seems to be just wandering around from place to place, killing people as he goes. He ends up going to this farm, and or this one house, he goes inside and this girl's taking a shower or a bath. The grocery guy comes over, comes into the house. He kills that guy. I think he chopped off his hand. And then the woman gets out of the bathtub and then shoots him with a shotgun and kills Charlie. But, you know, the group still exists. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just an odd film. But anyway, ultimately, Susan decides to be a snoop on her own. She ends up getting kidnapped by the group. They decide they're going to kill her. Mr. Andrews sees that Susan's kidnapped and says, wait a minute, don't kill her. She didn't do nothing. But they disagree, and then there's a fight, and Andrews gets shot, and then Susan escapes, and the cops are there, and then there's a big shootout between Stern and the cops, and eventually Stern wins that one. Susan lives. That's our movie. So anyway, that is Delirium. Again, strange little film. He's waiting to kill you. He's wanting to kill you. Poor Charlie, you'll die when you meet him. That is Delirium. So like I said, Severin put this out. This was part of their Black Friday sale a couple of months ago. I think it was the Black Friday sale. Yeah, it was. And it only came in a couple of weeks ago. Took a while to get it, but it's here. And I enjoyed this movie, really. It just has this kind of dirty, grimy, sleazy feel, although they've cleaned it up quite a bit, so it looks probably better than it should. I may have taken away a little bit of its charm. A few nude scenes thrown in. The hitchhiker was a very pretty actress, only did one thing. This was it. I decided to look her up on Facebook, and I found her. She's on Facebook. Not much to see in her on her page, but she's there. But anyway, that is Delirium. Yeah, I enjoyed this. Anyway, check it out. Leave some comments. Let me know what you think about this movie. It was available on VHS and available from Severin now on Blu-ray. And Severin did a great job. Again, this box is just really cool feeling. I wish I could quite describe it for you. It's solid. It's nice. Very cool slip cover. So check it out. Leave some comments. Delirium. Watch it. Bye.